asegurado. But anyways, se pueden meter a la liguilla de forma directa hasta cuartos de final si todo se alinea. What do you guys think? Any surprises? Do you guys see anything should be different? Anything that it's crazy? ¿Pumas todavía se meten al repechaje o no, mi buen Fer?
I think they're gonna get into the repechaje. They're probably gonna have a terrible game on Sunday, but sí les va a alcanzar para meterse.
Okay, so América, let's go with them. What is it, like 4 games in a row now that they're winning?
I think it was the fifth game.
Fifth game in a row, right?
Fernando, let me get this straight. You think they're gonna have a terrible game on Sunday, but you think that they are still gonna qualify to the repechaje?
Yeah, because I actually analyzed the games of the teams that are right below Pumas, and I think all those 4 teams are gonna lose based on who they're playing. I mean,
hablando de Walter Mercado, right? Talking about Walter Mercado, they are in 12th place, mi Fernando, right? They're playing against Pachuca, the team that is just destroying the league, right?
Like I said, they can lose against Pachuca, but if the other teams,
you have a team like Mazatlan that has been killing it the past 4 weeks, 3 wins, 1 tie, right underneath Pumas in 13th place, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
They're going against Puebla. I think Puebla is
going downhill. They haven't won a game in a while.
Puebla really wants to go to Liguilla Directa. They don't want to go through the repechaje.
They don't want to go.
Exactly. Puebla is going to go all out. Puebla is going to play their best game of the season because they don't want to be stuck in the repechaje.
Puebla has had two losses in the past 2 games. I think you're in trouble, Fernando. I know you're in trouble in la CONCACAF Champions and you're in trouble in la Liga. Se van a quedar como el perro de las 2 tortas, eh?
If that's the case, it was a nice way to see Pumas lose in the CONCACAF Champions. I had fun.
Yeah,
the whole tournament.
That is.
When was the last time a Mexican team lost a CONCACAF Champions Final? But we were talking about America. I don't know why you guys came up with Pumas. Because Fernando was wearing a Pumas shirt.
Not me.
A terrible one, by the way.
Super just asked me if I thought Pumas was gonna make it, and I told him yes. I think that's why he ended up bringing Pumas. Es que nada más tiene en la mente a los Pumas. Eso es lo que
sueña. Le cabe. En su cabeza, digo.
Es que trae la playerota, mi chavo. How can I
por cierto, Pumas tiene unos uniformes muy bonitos y ese que traes es el más feo que he visto.
Right, and he picks the worst.
Yeah.
Es el entrenamiento. A mí me gustó.
Parecen leones negros.
Bien feo. Anyway, so América, 5 games in a row winning, and they can go straight into the first 4 teams.
6
games winning. All right, so there you go.
Estás al tanto del América, ¿verdad, Super?
Los dos son americanos del closet. ¿Qué les digo?
It's like I mean, how could you not notice that? It's just like, 6 games in a row. I mean, like, I was telling you guys since the get-go, right? America is the team that last season everybody was saying, oh, they should be playing in Europe. This league is no challenge for America. All of a sudden they forget how to play soccer. They're doing like the worst in last place in the league con Solari. I mean, that was all planned, man. That was all. Le estaban haciendo la camita a Solari. We talked about it many times. Solari was gone, and then all of a sudden, they're like doing incredible.
Better.
Mm-hmm. It's like
doing better.
Not just better, but they're killing the league again. I mean, come on, man. That it could not be more obvious, that.
Are you sure it was Solari and not an espejismo?
It was Solari.
Entre los espejismos y ustedes y sus...
I don't know. I think that's your go-to. That's your go-to, right. Super. Anything that doesn't go your way, you say it's an espejismo.
I'm gonna have to send you a dictionary, mi Fernando.
I was actually surprised you blamed it on something else than an espejismo.
Let me ask you this. By the way, thank you, Don Flamingo, is telling us last MLS CONCACAF champions were LA Galaxy in 2000. But I don't think
before the new format.
The new format, and I don't think they beat the Mexican team. They probably beat Saprissa, if I can't remember. But anyways, América will go on top 4, Luis Bravo is telling us, con su águila, esas aguiluchas. But anyways, so going back to América, le ganan a los Tigres del Piojo, que ya están calificados, ya están en cuartos de final, pero la pregunta es, ¿le duele esto al Piojo, no? Porque aparte le gana un equipo que trae a un entrenador interino, como en reconstrucción, and they lose to them, which it doesn't really matter too much, but anyways, what do you guys think? ¿Dolor para el Piojo? ¿Dolor extra?
Well, it's definitely le dio en el orgullo, right? It was the game of the pride. He was playing. Piojo Herrera was playing more for pride than anything. I mean, I'm pretty sure he wanted to beat America, and things didn't work out for him though. I mean, America, like we said, they've been doing things like to perfection. Les están saliendo las cosas bien, and they just dominated that game. I mean, that Tigres no se vio como el mismo Tigres que veníamos viendo a lo largo del torneo. But I don't know, maybe it was overconfidence perhaps, and no le salieron las cosas, man.
Eso de overconfidence no me lo vendo, no te lo compro, mi buen Super. Fer, mira, es que antes de entrar a hablar de Pumas y Chivas, del América, ¿los ves metiéndose entre los primeros 4, Fer?
I don't think so. Like I told Super earlier, Puebla Puebla and Atlas both want to make it to the Liga Directa, and their games are not that hard. I think they're very winnable games. And America is going against Cruz Azul, and even though Cruz Azul is going downhill, it's still gonna be a tough match for America. And even though they might get the result, I don't think Puebla and Atlas are gonna give up that advantage that they have of going directly to La Liguilla.
All right. So now we get back to the next game, which was Pumas Chivas, which, by the way, el buen Fernando called it. They're gonna lose against Chivas, and they did with no problem. Before we continue, Joe Rodriguez, and not the producer, is telling us Pumas will disgrace Liga MX. If they lose, better yet, when they lose, does that mean the beginning of an end, Liga MX superior over MLS? Nah, definitely not.
La
It's funny.
decepción de México. I called it last week.
You might call it disgrace, decepción, whatever. But at the end of the day, León, Santos, Cruz Azul, the teams that were also part of this tournament that lost along the way, they're also a disgrace to La Liga MX. You can't really just point it on Pumas. And I'm not saying it because I'm a Pumas fan, but it's not like Pumas was the only team of the whole tournament. So the fact that they're facing Seattle, which is a really great team, I don't think it's a disgrace to the Liga MX. And I would have said the same thing if it was Chivas or if it was América or Cruz Azul. But
you would say it would not be a disgrace because they're in the final. Let me put it this way.
And because it's a whole, like I told you, there were other 3 teams in the tournament from Mexico that could have won the tournament.
I understand, but here's what's happening. At the final, because even when Chivas won and they had the same pressure Pumas is having right now, and with Toronto, we had Jovinko, we had Michael Bradley, equipazo también, lo que era Toronto. They had the pressure, and the pressure comes at the final, because that's the last time you're representing Mexico or your country, really. Before we're 4 or 5 teams representing Mexico. Right now, it's only them. It's one country against the other one. That's why it's different. But anyways, so with Chivas, let's get back to Chivas a little bit because Pumas, apparently it's a disgrace or whatever. You called it, though. You called it that they were not going to make it a... So here's what happens, though.
I mean, I explained to you, and
no.
If this doesn't make sense to you or to Super, then I don't know what to tell you guys.
No. It did make sense.
If you don't put your squad that you have been playing with, like your starting squad, then of course you're gonna have some difficulties here and there to have a good game.
Listen, man, it makes
it could function. The strategy went that way, and they're dying with it. What's Linini, ¿no? Se llama el entrenador.
Yeah.
Se va a morir con esa estrategia. Y bien hecho. La anunció, la dibujó, la dijo en público. Y si se muere con esa estrategia. But my question is, going back to staying away from Pumas because you're wearing that jersey and then you just want to stay with it. Let me ask you
You
this.
guys are the ones that are bringing it up. I'm not saying anything. You're asking me something.
So
and I'm
Pumas
asking.
lost.
No, wait. Because we're looking at the Chivas streak game, 3 wins after they kicked out a Marcelo Leaño, y también el América 6 victorias. What do you guys think? That was the key to it? Just get a new coach and that's it, or just fire the coach and then the players were gonna just like wake up, or what happened?
I mean, we knew since the beginning that Leaño was the issue here. I don't understand why it's so shocking to see that they're playing better than when Leaño was here.
Hold that, because we gotta go back a few shows and let's put Fernando's you know, I guess comments, right?
Well, no, I mean,
Leaño
okay.
It's not his fault. Leaño is
No,
this.
I agreed with you when I told you
he was in love with Leaño. I'm like, dude. I mean, like,
okay, we can go back to past episodes and we could see how I tell you I don't know why they still keep Leaño. I don't know why. Now, the fact that the players have a lot of fault also makes a lot of sense to me. But if you take away the coach, which is like the biggest problem of the whole team, then it gives you a better opportunity for Chivas to do better. Even though the players, if they don't perform, then they're not gonna do good.
Listen, it's not. I know he never does.
Ni tú tampoco,
no,
Super.
Fernando. Let's put it to you this one. Mira, Chivas is a decent team, right? But
sure.
Le alcanza solo para esto, right? Chivas, they won 3 games. I wouldn't celebrate just yet.
Nobody's celebrating.
And well, anyways,
el Super.
Yes. So if you took Leaño, he was part of the problem. Yeah, a big part of the problem.
Yeah,
unexperienced.
That's exactly
unexperienced.
What I
never
said.
plays professional soccer. Probably doesn't even understand a lot of things about what it takes to actually be in the pitch. So he was part of the problem. But at the end of the day, like I said, this right now, what Chivas is doing, maybe they have a boost of confidence. They won 3 games in a row. And maybe they're going to do okay in the next game. They're going against the Caxa. The Caxa is actually doing really good too when con la llegada de Lozano. So this is going to be a great game, right? And at the end of the day, this is their ahora sí que el tope. This is as high as they're going. They're gonna make it to liguilla, and perhaps maybe repechaje. They still have a chance of going straight through, but it's very slightly depends on a lot of results, like Hugo was saying earlier. But that's all they're gonna do, man. I don't expect them to be in the top 4 fighting for the championship, because they don't have what the top 4 teams have, like the teams that have been doing, like Tigres and Pachuca, and that's it, man.
Guys,
Yo no me,
tengo 2 aficionados que están curándose en salud de que si Pumas pierde la final, no, I love it. I'm just a romantic that I love to see them. It was great to see them in the final, see them lose in the final. Y si Chivas, no, es que no nos ya los 2 están curando, son más cuenteros.
Hey,
ya
listen,
me voy.
I'm realistic. I'm not gonna say yes, we're gonna be champions. Chivas is gonna be, no.
They have completely no chance to be champions this year.
This tournament, no. This is just my opinion.
They cannot have 4 games or whatever, how many games they would have left if they want to finish it in the first place.
The way the Pachuca and Tigres are dominating this league.
There have been teams that end up in 8th place back when we had the old liguilla, and they just have a good end of season.
Yes,
and they make it to the final.
Chivas won the championship in 2006, but it was a completely different team, man. You cannot compare the two.
Yeah, there's no way those players are still playing right now. Of course, it's a completely different team.
That's what I'm saying. But it's not. Listen, what Chivas has now and what Chivas had back then. If you asked me back then, does Chivas have a chance to be champion? I would tell you yes.
Even
right now
they were so why they went in en repechaje, me acuerdo, le ganaron al Veracruz en repechaje, algo así.
Claro, pero tenían un muy buen equipo, la cámara de jugadores.
I told you this since the beginning, Super. Chivas has really good players. Has a better team than a lot of other teams in Liga MX that are above them. If Chivas gets the crap together and now with a new coach, they're motivated or whatever, I think they could go pretty far. But that is up to the players if they manage to know how to play as a conjunto. If they actually se la creen que pueden llegar a la final. If they all have the mentality that you do, then we can kiss Chivas being champions goodbye.
And I've done that a long time ago.
We already did that a while ago. But anyways, so who do you guys think did better for firing the coaches, which is ridiculous. I still think I think they should give him more time. I'm not saying that they should have kept Leaño. I'm not saying they should have kept Solari. I'm just saying that this is just a show. It's a circus. The way the coaches go through Liga MX. But anyways,
I used to criticize a lot why that coaches didn't last that long in Liga MX. But I kind of understand now that in order to have a process, you need to start seeing little progress every game. When you're stuck for 10 games in the same line and you don't move not even a little inch up, then I understand why they just keep getting fired. The coaches in Europe, they show progress every single jornada tras jornada tras jornada, and I think that's what's important. In Mexico, they don't.
Okay, fair enough. That's so. Who did better though, América or Chivas?
I think América, just because they have so many games in a row won, and because they did it early on. If Chivas would have done it earlier, then maybe Chivas. But it's just the fact that América did it right on time.
Yeah, according to Super, this Chivas is not it's good for nothing though. So this is it. This is the best Chivas we're gonna see.
Hey, I'm realistic, man. I am realistic. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm not a cheerleader. You know,
watch them, Fernando. Watch them get going into the semifinal, and you're like, oh, I told you guys since show number one. I said it.
Hey, all you gotta do is play the shows back, man. I'm not here to lie to you guys. Go back and vayan al bar. Mira, vayan al bar. Ahí está, lo dije.
El Walter Mercado Bar. Anyways, let's keep going though. What else we have? Pachuca, que no se la crea, no le cree a nadie, que va de líder, 3-0 le pega al Monterrey. Importante lo de Pachuca, lo malo que no esté el Edwin aquí para que nos tire cosas realísticas según ellos.
No, si no, se pone a hablar 40 minutos del Pachuca y ahí se nos va el show.
Ok, rápido, pues. ¿Pachuca va a ser el campeón?
No.
¿Así de rápido, Fernando, o no?
No.
Dime si sí o si no.
No.
All right,
a ver, ¿quién va a ser campeón, Fernando? Pumas.
El América.
Va a ser Pumas campeón.
No, ya te dije, el América. They're undefeated for the past month and a half. I don't see why they wouldn't.
Oh, okay. Le salió lo americanista de closet ahí. ¿Qué te dije, Hugo?
I'm being realistic. Como dices tú cada vez que te cachan ahí en la mentira. I'm being realistic.
Que me cachan en la
Let's take a look at the power rankings from El Tri Online and sus secuaces. So because everybody goes with Pachuca as a number one. So there you go. Also receiving votes, Mazatlán. Chivas de quinto, por 3 juegos consecutivos. Tigres, a pesar de haber perdido.
Se metió.
Lo ponen ahí.
¿Ya?
Yo pondré más al Atlas, yo creo, no sé.
No, Atlas va en picada, mi chavo.
No
so you criticize Chivas and you're okay with them being in 5th place of the power rankings?
Listen,
hay momentos.
Hay momentos, and this is el torneo is about, you know, it's a team. I'm sorry that.
Pues por eso, porque hay momentos pueden llegar a salir campeones en este torneo. They're going through a good moment.
Claro. I'm not denying that. Do I see that happening? No, I'm not denying that could happen.
A ver, si las Chivas llegan a la semifinal, ¿las puedes ver quedando campeonas?
No,
todo puede pasar.
Todo puede pasar. Mira, es hasta lo más alto que los veo llegar, semifinales, that's it.
Son 2 juegos más, brother, y ya.
Pero como te digo, o sea, yo no me hago ilusiones.
No.
Mira, if they make it to the final, it's awesome. Yes, I'll be like Fernando. I'm gonna take out my jersey and I'll be, like cheering and
See, and
doing
then
flips.
that's
But
also a very sad thing. You only bring out your jersey when Chivas wins. When they're
no,
doing
no,
good,
no.
when everything's going okay,
I'm
you bring
always
it
wearing
out.
the
But you're
jersey.
not a fan when they lose. You're not a fan when they're not doing okay.
I'm always wearing the jersey, but I'm here to to criticize what I see. I'm here to share my thoughts with you guys, right? So I can't be a hypocrite and come here and say, "Listen, oh no, they're doing so great, and
I wouldn't
they're
take you
gonna
as a
make it to
hypocrite.
no,
I would be like,
no,
okay, Super likes Chivas. He goes for Chivas, but he's talking out of all honesty what he thinks. I wouldn't think you're a hypocrite.
no." I'm
Love
I'm
and
trying to
criticism
be
is a whole different thing.
un analista deportivo. I'm trying to be ahora sí que sin ponerme la camiseta, without being like a fan. I'm trying to give you just a point of view, the way I see soccer, the way I see the things. That's what I'm trying to share with you guys. I mean,
¿Contra quién juega Pachuca? ¿Sabemos?
Contra los Pumas.
sí, contra
Pumas, ok. ¿Crees que alguien le baje el puesto al Pachuca ahorita mismo de líder?
No,
Bueno,
ya
no
no,
que le
ya no
baje,
se puede.
no, ya no puede, pero me refiero que le da su paquete me aquietes. O sea, que le ganen en la última jornada y que
solo
en
le
la
queda
liguilla.
Pumas.
Ok,
Solo le queda
Pumas
No, but
no,
I
le
think
no le va a pegar.
No.
Probably not. Pero creo
Ok.
que el golpe de realidad que le van a dar va a ser en la liguilla. En el primer partido de la liguilla, yo creo que no les va a ser muy fácil como les fue el final de este torneo. They're going to struggle so much en los cuartos de final that, they might end
Why
up
is
getting
that? Because
destroyed.
of la falta de ritmo con la fecha de descanso que tienen o por el repechaje o qué?
That's honestly one of the biggest things that whenever I see
Pero
a
no es
team
ni
going
siquiera,
directly,
yeah, they
there was
struggle, but
just one time.
it's not even a week anymore. It's just since it's one game, they finish la jornada el fin de semana,
yeah, but
juegan repechaje miércoles.
That, and even then, la liguilla se juega completamente diferente.
Okay.
So now that I mean, I have no idea who they're gonna face. It depends on how the standing
repechaje
is.
y todo.
But I don't. When was the time? When did Pachuca face Chivas in the regular season? When did Pachuca face América in the regular season? We're talking about early on in the tournament. Right now, Chivas and América and Necaxa are going, uphill. They're
Pachuca
doing
también.
better.
Pachuca estaba en otro nivel. No llegaron a ser líderes. Fueron de menos a más en toda la
pero siempre
temporada.
estuvieron en los primeros 4. Creo que ellos y Tigres fueron los que no los sacaron de los primeros 4. Puebla, Atlas, they would come down and they would go back up, and then Cruz Azul would appear, Monterrey would appear, but Pachuca and Tigres were constantly there, and I don't think they changed in like Jornada 3. But the fact that América, Mazatlán, Necaxa, and Chivas, they're all doing better now than when Pachuca played them. It's gonna be tough. It's a whole different tournament. It's
Pero
not gonna
un
be
3-0 es contundente al Monterrey, for example, and then we'll see against Pumas. It's gonna be, están siendo sólidos. Pero tú dices, no hay forma de que arrasen. O sea,
no.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a walk in the park for Pachuca.
No, walk in the park, pero puede ser un partido, o sea, pueden dominar, vamos.
Va a ser un partido cerrado que se decide al final de los 90, de los 180 minutos.
Tú dices, ok, tú dices ya entrando en cuartos de final. All right. No quiere dar, ¿cómo se dice? Predicción para sus Pumas.
You see,
no, I told you, I don't think they're gonna
way,
win.
Man.
I don't see them winning. And I told you in the beginning, if Pumas goes through the repechaje, it's gonna be because of the 4 teams below that they're gonna lose.
All right. Fair enough. What else do we have? That we saw the power rankings. Nobody's taking Pachuca. Let's go take a look at the schedule. How are we looking? Guys, with time and everything? I just want to ask the producer because, yeah, we got plenty topics to go. So, anyways, let's go with el clausura para la última jornada, ¿cierto? ¿Es la última?
Yes.
Necaxa Chivas, Mazatlán Pumas, Mazatlán Puebla, Querétaro Juárez, Tigres Atlas va a estar bueno ese juego. Tigres Atlas va a estar bueno. Monterrey Cholos, Cruz Azul América, Pumas Pachuca, San Luis Santos y León Toluca. Yo me quedo con Atlas. Atlas y América, obviamente. De partidos, partidos buenos. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I think América Cruz Azul is gonna be the one that takes the spotlight.
Even though Cruz Azul is not doing so well right now, but it's.
But I mean,
en
los clásicos, it doesn't really matter how.
Esa línea la he escuchado como desde hace.
But it's true.
72 años.
It's true. It hardly ever reflects the standings to the game of the clásicos that they play.
Nah, pero América va a pasar por encima. Si hasta las Chivas le ganaron al Cruz Azul.
You know what? I do think that this last jornada, right? I think that we're having actually most of the games are really good. Necaxa, Chivas, they're going like head to head right there. They're doing the past 3 games that they're doing great, and that one is gonna be an awesome game. Mazatlan has been doing great the last 4 games. They haven't lost. They're going against a Puebla that, like Fernando said earlier, yes, they're trying to remain in the first 4. So that game is gonna be very intensive. América contra Cruz Azul. That one, Cruz Azul, yes, it has fallen in, ahora sí que en a rough patch, but estos juegos siempre se juegan a tope, right? And Pachuca obviously se va a querer sacar la espinita con Seattle de lo que pasó con Seattle and facing a Pachuca that está por las nubes. Tigres, Atlas, man, this jornada, I just think that most of the games are just gonna be awesome. It's gonna be an awesome last week of Liga MX. Even San Luis has been doing great, and they're facing a Santos that they're not that, they kind of like fell out of the radar for a while. So I think San Luis is gonna make it, for sure.
All right, let's go.
One thing I would like to mention right before we move on. This is the last jornada, which means that most likely is the last game that we're gonna see from Querétaro. I don't know how this whole thing is gonna end with Querétaro having to sell the team and whatever, but it is a little sad seeing a team that has been there for so long disappear. So, like I said, is potentially the last game that we see Querétaro play in La Liga MX.
That's true, and interesting that you mentioned that. Let's do Express predictions real quick. So tell me, we're gonna do a couple games only. Pumas game, Cruz Azul game, Chivas game y Atlas Tigres game. Those 4. So así dímelo, mi buen Fernando. Pumas, ¿cuánto quedan? Pachuca.
2-0 Pachuca.
Así me gusta. Cruz Azul América.
América 3-1.
Chivas Necaxa. Necaxa Chivas.
1-1.
Ay, qué aburrido. Y Atlas Tigres.
Atlas 2-1.
Ay, papá. Ok, mi super. Pumas.
Pumas 3-1 Pachuca.
Y luego dijimos el clásico capitalino. No te creas, es el clásico joven.
1-1.
Chivas Necaxa.
2-1 Chivas.
¿Y Atlas Tigres?
Tigres 3-0.
Ay. No le va a las Chivas, no crean. All right, guys. That's it for right now. So let's keep on moving. Remember, we're going to be here next week. There's plenty of topics to go, so don't go anywhere. Keep sending your comments. We're reading everything live. Let me see if there's any more comments. Right now, no. There's some people watching. So, guys, send your questions. Remember, you can read every comment that you put on the comment section. Make sure you subscribe. Next show, it's going to be on Thursday, el 5 de mayo. Ay, papá. El super ya va a llegar bien borracho. Ay,
it wasn't like bring your own drinks as BYO.
Vamos a hacer a tomar el 5 de mayo. Se va a poner bueno. So we'll see you guys next weekend. And also, remember, there's a Liga MX Fantasy Pick Them. Remember, winners are announced every week. Just sign up on el3online.com and play. It's a fun game. And every week, we're going to show the winners. Mi buen Fer, ¿tú juegas?
Canicas.
Pues juego aquí con ustedes, con mis
Lo agarré
predicciones.
dormido, lo agarré dormido.
I'm not that good at predicting, as you can see. You know me.
Ay,
Necesitamos
ay,
al Walter
Fernando.
Mercado, al Super Walter Mercado. Anyways, let's go take a break real quick. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Remember, send your messages, send your questions, comments, whatever. We'll read them live. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, mi buen super mojado. Fernando Samara, welcome. Welcome to the show.
I think I'm on mute. Hey guys, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Awesome. I'm so excited to be here, ready to talk about everything that went on yesterday in the soccer world.
Great. So yeah, let's. We don't want to get Fernando so bummed out, but just about la Liga, la CONCACAF Champions League, la final, se jugó la ida. ¿Y qué pasó, Samara?
That's right. The game yesterday, the first leg that went on, Pumas had the advantage with 2 goals, and they ended up letting that go. Seattle Sounders made a comeback from 0, so it ended up being a draw, 2-2. But it was a very intense game. I feel like with the weather, the rain, the fans,
the referees, the VAR,
the referees,
anything.
right? They were very controversial yesterday as well. But I mean, what else can we say that Seattle?
Well, I had to ask you because I didn't want to tell Fernando the bad news, even though he just lived the news on his own TV. But I didn't want to be the one who would just smashing into his face. That's what I was telling you. But anyways, le pregunté antes de que empezara el show que si les había derrota y me dice que sí. Así que está de luto por ahora, por lo que veo. But it's okay. So, he's a positive mind. You know him. You know Fernando.
Yeah,
De
Fernando.
aquí a recuperarse.
That the next game is the one that's going to be the good one.
A ver, calificación a Pumas. ¿Qué le das, mi buen Fer? Por el juego de ayer, obviamente.
Le hubiera dado un 8, pero después de que los empataron y todo, creo que les bajo a un 6. A un 6.
Samara, ¿tú qué le das del 1 al 10?
Oh, I'm going to go with 7.
7, ahí está. Mira, Samara está siendo más buena que tú. El Super no pagó su internet, así que ya se lo cortaron. So,
mira, aquí anda.
Está, ya volvió.
He's right there.
Lo que no pagó fue eso. No te escuchas, güey. Lo que no pagó fue el micrófono.
No
te escuchas, güey.
Y esperó tanto tiempo nada más para hacer esos comentarios contra los Pumas y ni puede. Ya, sigamos con la conversación.
Gracias, Super, gracias por tus comentarios. Muy buenos. Sí. Ya no vuelves a hablar en todo el show, Ok, continuamos. Entonces las 7. A ver, con números, Super, ¿cuánto le das a Pumas? Con los dedos.
Que haga señas.
Con los dedos. 0.
Yo vi un 3, ¿eh?
Sí, así le dice.
Yo vi un 3.
¿Qué fue eso? Sí fue 3, ok. Son así, güey. Se tiene que ser así. ¿Quién dice? ¿Cuántos años tienes? ¿Quién es eso, güey? Ni los niños chiquitos de 3, güey. Así se dice el 3, güey, con 3 dedos. Chingado.
Déjalo.
No, te quedas en mute, güey. Te quedas en mute. Ok, después de regresar del 2-0 a Seattle Sounders, ¿le das crédito, Fer, o crees que es al arbitraje y no le... ¿Cuánto le das, pues, de calificación al Seattle?
No, mira, creo que a ellos les doy un 7. Les doy crédito, whether they were PKs or not, I give them credit because essentially, if there's PKs, that means you as a team are pressuring enough to get fouled or be in the area when they call a potential PK. So estuvieron presionando todo el partido hasta que eventualmente se les dieron los penales. The first one, controversial. I don't think it should have been a PK. The second one, it was a clear PK. But they worked hard for it. They were there on the área chica, so I gotta give them the credit.
Controversial when they're sliding with a hand up.
Oh yeah, it was a handball. It was definitely a handball. But
you're going to the play before that.
Yeah, it was the same play. It was all in the same play where Seattle Sounders player pushes the guy from Pumas, and that's the VAR even called the ref to check that. I don't know why the ref decided not to, but it was a clear push. And if I'm not mistaken, last time I checked, when you play soccer, you cannot push. So it was definitely a handball, but it should have been canceled because of the push. But whatever. These refs are not the best.
¿Cuánto le das tú, Samara, al Seattle Sounders?
I'm gonna go ahead and give Seattle Sounders an 8, just because they were able to make that comeback, and in the home of Pumas, Pumas lost a very important man in the match yesterday, who was Alan Mozo, who got injured. So it's going to be tough for Pumas to face Seattle Sounders in their home and with their fans. They have like one of the biggest fan bases in the whole MLS.
El estadio también muy ruidoso, así como todo el ruido que está haciendo Super y no lo escuchamos, que me encanta. Calificación Super. Alguien dale clases de computación al Super para ver cómo prende el micrófono. Calificación con los dedos, mi buen Super, para el Seattle Sounders. Ya no te escuchas, güey, que con los dedos.
Producer,
y también 4, así 8. El 8 es así, güey, ¿no? Estamos mal, Super. El 8 es 5 de un lado y 3 del otro, güey. Así se dice el 8. Anyways, continuamos. Sácamelo de enfrente ya. Arregla tu micrófono, ándale. But anyways, so that's it for CONCACAF Champions League, because when they play next, by the way, when is the final?
Next Wednesday,
May 4th,
as well.
Right?
No, it's May 3rd. It's a Wednesday?
Not May 4th. Let's check.
4th.
Right, we're
May
checking
4th.
right now.
May 4th.
Okay, so en jueves. All right.
No, es el miércoles.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, May 4th.
Wednesday, May 4th.
Oh, yeah, no, me estoy confundiendo. 5 de mayo, that's right.
5 de mayo is Thursday.
Thursday, exactly, that's
Yeah,
right.
Y el 6 de mayo es viernes, güey, ¿no?
A ver, no, espérame, no estoy seguro. Deja ver el calendario.
No,
sí es. Anyways, so what about MLS now? Samara, you wanna bring up what's going on with MLS, because LAFC it's on top of the western side, and who do we have on the eastern? I don't even know who has on the eastern. Everybody cares about the western only, with LA Galaxy and LA Galaxy con el LAFC. But anyways, what do you guys do? We have no. So
Okay.
I'm going crazy. Let's LAFC.
Escúpelo, güey, escúpelo.
Es que estoy desesperado viendo el Super ahí que no puede hablar, brother. Me pone mal.
Super, there's a little button right there with the mic. Maybe if it has a line, that means it's muted. A red line.
Okay, Super, déjate explico rápido. Aquí, abajito a la derecha, hay unos settings. Press the settings. And then after you press the settings, you press audio. And then when it says audio input, put your mic.
No, el micrófono tiene una cosita que dice on y off. Ponlo en on. Así de fácil. Anyways, guys, talk to me about MLS right now, because we're running out of time.
In the Eastern Conference, we have Philadelphia Union, and in the Western Conference, which is the one that we like to talk about, is LAFC with 19 points. If I'm not mistaken, they have 3 games won in the last 3. Sí me entendí, ¿no? But
los últimos 3 los han ganado. This is why I'm going crazy. Because Samara wants to tell me something about MLS. El productor me está diciendo aquí, el Super lo ve haciendo señas, y Fernando no deja de llorar acerca de sus Pumas, así que por todos lados estoy volviéndome loco. That's what I just wanted to be clear on that one. But thank you, Samara, for clearing everything out. Now it makes sense. ¿Ya renovó Carlitos Vela otro año más con el AFC o no?
Not yet. There hasn't been any news on that, but it's possible. There was talks about Carlos Vela possibly extending it to 1 more year since his contract does end this summer, but nothing's set yet.
Okay. Y el Galaxy de tercero no va mal, así que so we're gonna have los dos mexicanos, Chicharito y Vela en playoffs, ¿no? Lo más seguro.
Most likely, yeah. They're the teams that often make it to the playoffs continuously.
So we might get to see a conference final on that.
I think the fact that Vela is staying, the chances for LAFC to make it further are way bigger now. I think they were panicking, knowing that they were gonna not have Vela anymore.
It's que saquen la marmaja, que saquen el dinero.
Were they panicking?
I think so. I mean, do you think Vela's leaving would have affected the rest of the season for LAFC? I think so.
Yeah, possibly. You're right.
Anything to say, Super?
Still, nothing.
Nada.
Bueno.
No, okay. The thing is, I'm getting feedback now. So, producer, please, if you can mute my Discord here. There you go. Now we're getting into business. Sorry, because I hearing Samara, hearing Fernando, looking at Super, hearing the producer, and hearing myself, it's even worse because I was hearing to myself.
You had an echo.
Anyways, exactly. So let's go. What else we have? What's a greater chance for lifting MLS Cup? So LAFC, that would be good. A good final of the conference final, LAFC against Galaxy. But between those two, I think it's too early to call a favorite between those two, right?
Yeah, it's too early. It's too early to tell. I was hoping Galaxy would stay in second place, and now they dropped to third place. But as of now, I think it would be LAFC, but anything could change throughout the rest of the season.
Fernando, tú vives en Los Ángeles. ¿Cuál es tu equipo definido de Los Ángeles? El LAFC, ¿no?
Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah.
No, con eso me convenciste, no sabes, con tanta seguridad.
Well, it's because I mean, I'm barely starting to follow MLS a little more. I did go to the El Tráfico, which was a very intense game, which I really liked, and I was going for LAFC. I was there to see LAFC, and I was a little disappointed at their performance. But I mean, yeah, I would definitely go for LAFC over LA Galaxy.
Well, okay, so I think it's too early to call one. But moving on, how about Samara? You want to talk about a little bit of the game yesterday with Mexico against Guatemala and un poderosísimo 0-0?
Yeah, I already heard you guys talking about it, that you didn't even watch it. But yeah, it ended in a 0-0 draw. It was pretty much more of an exhibition match for the young players that the fans have been wanting to see. To get some minutes, we saw Carlos Acevedo.
Yo me quedo dormido, así que ¿alguno compra boleto para Qatar con con el performance de ayer?
Come on, man.
I have to ask a question.
You're comparing a D team to the A team. That's gonna go. There's no comparison, and I think we all knew this game was gonna be horrible since they announced it. We were all aware of it.
Okay, what was the worst situation? That Guatemalan players didn't sleep at all, or they had tortícolis y el cuello chueco de haber dormido en el aeropuerto, or what was the worst part?
The fact that Guatemala players had to go through that and they still put up a game to the, national team, and I thought that was good, their performance. They have Fernando Tena as their coach, which knows how Mexico plays, so I feel like that's why they were like kind of the same. But what's going on right now is the thing with Marcelo Flores, who was set to start. So Tata had put him as a starter, But then after Marcelo's declaration saying that, oh, I'm gonna go with whichever team chooses me, if it takes me to the World Cup, and that was like, okay, you're not going on the starting
Do you think
11.
that was the reason? Do you think that was the reason?
Yeah, I believe so, because of what Tata said after he was.
Was he
didn't seem
even
happy.
there? Was Tata
He
even
wasn't.
there?
Tata no. No, Tata
No.
wasn't.
Tata
See,
didn't travel
that's-
because he's still.
Super, welcome back.
¿Me
¿Tienes
escuchan ahora
sonido?
sí o no? ¿Nada?
No, güey, no te
Super.
escuchas, güey, no. No te escuchas.
He's
Qué
back.
No, ya, güey,
culé,
vete,
qué
güey.
culé.
Vete,
No,
güey, mejor.
me apagaron el internet, la luz, el producer kicked me out. You guys were muting me. I don't know, man. It's a crazy
Seguimos sin
world.
escucharte, güey, no te escuchas. No te escuchas nada, güey.
Con tus
Listen,
dedos, con tus dedos.
I have
Con
to
los
come
dedos.
and make some sense into you guys. I have to,
Así,
you know,
así.
I
Ocho.
hear Fernando. I hear
Ocho,
Fernando making no sense, and you guys need me here.
9.
Okay, what do you have
Oh,
to say, Super?
Mira, ¿quieres que te diga uno? Mejor no, ¿verdad? Ahí la dejamos.
Yo te digo uno y con los brazos cruzados. ¿Cómo la ves?
Ya no sean cochinos, por favor. A ver. let me tell you why I'm disappointed at the game from yesterday. Starting off, if El Tata
Wait a minute, I
wants to
thought you didn't
see.
see it.
Exactly. What are you talking about?
No,
What are
I
you
didn't
talking
see
about?
it. Well, let me
So what-
explain. Let me tell you.
What are you going to talk about?
Well, let
What are
me
you
tell
gonna
you.
say?
Can you hear me out? The fact,
go
the,
fast.
the-
You get
the-
10
the
seconds.
fact that the fact that El Tata wants to see the players, to see their performance in these type of games, it's kind of ridiculous because they're not gonna show you anything. You're better off seeing a Marcelo play with the U20 or whatever team he plays at. Right, it's un partido molero that's not gonna give you anything. It's literally to get money.
Dinero.
Because
Okay.
yeah, so the excuse of let's bring these players from that haven't gotten the opportunity to test them out. You're not testing anything. You're better off playing against Querétaro than Guatemala. Like it's ridiculous,
But they
Respeto
tied.
a los guatemaltecos.
But they tied. So what do you mean they didn't give you anything? They have a coach like Fernando Tena. I mean, it should basically
What did Fernando Tena?
gave a lesson to Mexico. All right, what were you thinking before this game was gonna before this game happened? Oh, they're gonna kill them 6-0, maybe 5-0,
I didn't.
whatever.
No, I did not. I don't think anybody thought that.
No.
So Guatemala les dio un toque de humildad, right? You got
To
players
who?
like, oh, they're playing in Europe. Marcelo Flores is this and that.
I don't think Marcelo
he's gonna
Flores
be the
ever thought
next
it was going to be an easy
superstar.
game.
Marcelo Flores this, and you want to kiss his feet already. Come on, man. Marcelo Flores es un chamaquito que todavía no sabe nada.
Dude, you're the first one.
Too green.
Tú eres el primero que le anda dando besos en los pies al Marcelo. You're the one that already wants him in la selección, like everybody does, but you're the one that really
Listen,
desperately wants him.
I don't want him there. It would be a great experience if he goes. He's not gonna get any minutes if he goes to the World Cup. He's gonna go to the bench. He did, La Volpe did that with Guardado. It would be awesome if this happened with this kid. Great experience, yes. But do I see him as being un referente para Mexico? No, he's not gonna be that.
Who said that he will? I don't think
he might. What do you guys know?
Yeah. I mean, like right now, immediately in the World Cup, or like in the media, immediately right now, he won't be in the World Cup. He won't be. We weren't expecting him to be, that player in the qualifiers.
But this was their opportunity to show that they can be there in the team. You were saying, "Oh, Guatemala is nobody." Okay, it was perfect then. If you have a team that is not gonna be a challenge for you, they should have showed that they can be in la selección mayor by defeating this team con contundencia. 4-0 hubiese sido el marcador perfecto para ellos. Decir, you know what? You're right. These kids are gonna give me something that I don't have right now. And they did not show anything. I'm not just talking about Marcelo Flores. I'm talking about every player that was in la selección yesterday. They did not show that they are the change for Mexico.
¿Acevedo va al mundial o no?
Hasta Acevedo, man. I mean, I do think that he's gonna go to the World Cup, right?
So if you want these players to get better and to grow, individually as soccer players, you're better off calling Marcelo Flores, El Palermo Ortiz, Lira, Sendejas individually to games that matter and giving them 5 minutes, giving them
That
10
is too
minutes.
late.
It is
You
too
cannot
late.
go
But
back.
then why
Now
make
you
this
gotta
game?
look forward.
It
You're gonna
is-
have
it is-
6 games. This is the time for him, if he has doubts or if he has positions where he's not sure about the people that he has now, this is the time for him to see these other players, to
But you
try
have
to
to
have the little push for
integrate
them to show something that they can be in the World Cup.
in
did
order
not
to
show
show
yesterday.
something
Samara,
that they
Samara,
can be.
these
They
guys,
need to
these
get
guys-
integrated to the main team.
All
That's
right,
how
all right,
they're
all
gonna
right,
learn.
enough. So they had, that's what they had. We saw a 0-0. We saw some players. We saw Marcelo Flores. Well, by the way, I think El Tata Martino came up with a great answer saying that no player should be waiting for what is the country giving me. It should be the opposite way. So that's the only thing I can agree with Tata. But anyways, algunas más noticias, chismes relacionados que algo que haya pasado ayer después del juego, Samara, que nos puedas platicar.
We do have words from Tata Martino, and I have to bring it again, but we're going to be talking about Chicho because Tata kind of confused us with what he said.
Ya
So-
sintió
¿Qué dijo?
mariposas el súper, ya sintió mariposas el súper ahorita que mencionaste
yeah,
Chicharito.
Déjalo. ¿Qué nos dijo
I did.
Samara?
Okay,
¿Qué nos
so
dijo?
he pretty much said that he was going through a very good moment and that his call-up would be the funds where he felt in future competitions that he'd have to give the roster. So I'm like, so you're not saying no now?
He's a comedian
So he-
now. All of a sudden, he's a comedian.
No, puede ser que lo lleve a Copa Oro o qué va a ser eso y no al Mundial. O el equipo de juega en Copa Oro en verano, ¿cierto?
No,
no.
Nations League.
Didn't
or
it-
Nations League. Yeah, Nations
whatever.
League.
The new
Nations
tournament that they just made up.
Sí, ok. No. Y ese va a ser el equipo del Mundial, me quiero imaginar.
You know, for
Well, they
somebody
should
who,
be calling
for
the
somebody
same play
who-
if they're going to travel
for
to the
somebody
World Cup.
who has common sense, I think it should be the same team. But Tata Martino has no sense, not even common. He has just his brain is fried. So I don't
Okay.
think he's gonna even.
Vamos a ver si
half
está el
the team.
Chicharito o no, pues Chicharito. Aquí estamos viendo what's the next games coming up for Mexico, the May 28th. So, oh no, next month.
Right, the next
about a
game,
month.
Mexico versus Nigeria, May 28th. Then Mexico versus second. And then Mexico versus Ecuador, June 5th. And they also announced
Where are
a
those
match.
games? Do you know, Samara?
Monday?
Where are those games?
Where are they? They're here in the U.S.
Okay.
What
all
location?
of them.
Exactly which they're in the exact order. I'm not sure, but they'll be playing in Atlanta, Chicago.
All right. Cool. And what's
And
the
Dallas.
other game that they just announced?
Yeah, they just announced they're going to be playing against Suriname in Torreon. So I think that's a first for the national team. That's going to be the CONCACAF Nations League.
All right. Against Surinam. Buenísimo. Se va a poner
Surinam.
interesante. All right. Interesting. I think we're running out of time, but let me just read the comments before you start ranting up again, Fernando. Luis Bravo is telling us America will have their own docu-series on Netflix, El Más Grande. Yeah, nice try. Blazing Aztec is telling Seattle played good. Blazing Aztec, third goalie. I think he's talking about Acevedo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But
yes.
yeah, and he should be the third goalie because of the age. But we'll see. ¿Qué tenías que decir ahora, Fernando? Que ya nos vamos.
So I assume the Nigeria, Uruguay, and Ecuador, they're friendlies, you know, or preparation for the Nations League. Is that, do you guys think El Tata should take the same, you know, like a team like he did yesterday, or should he start preparing with the main team? That's my concern, because I feel like he's just
Es
gonna
que no son fecha FIFA, ¿no? No son fecha
No,
FIFA.
en fecha FIFA no puedes traer. Well, they won't allow the players to travel. So
well, I mean, for that, for those days, a lot of the leagues are gonna be over. So I don't know if it's gonna be too much of an issue to bring people that are not playing anything anymore. In June,
Well, it
there's
depends
no
who.
league.
It depends who. Yeah, it depends who.
yeah, I think yes. There's I mean, the end of the leagues, yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna be there. You know, obviously you have to see into them getting vacation, because that's one thing that the players or the team try to give, their starters. They need rest, and now that's the only thing that where I would see that maybe, yeah, they're gonna give them some rest, because remember, they're gonna be going into,
World
back
Cup
to
in
their
November.
tournaments, and then the World Cup is gonna be a lot of of games, man.
Anyway, so talking about rest, we have to get rest as well, because it's Thursday night. It's time to go. So final thoughts. Let's start with Samara. Final thoughts, Samara, because it's time to go.
It's so quick, but I invite everyone to join us next Thursday. We'll always have some news, some chismecitos to talk about.
Ya sé, Samara con el buen chisme y chamara por el chisme.
Chamara.
Traía chisme en la mente, por eso. Fernando, últimas palabras, que nos vamos. Se
recuperan los Pumas y se nos viene la recta final del torneo, which is always really exciting. And I hope that next week we don't have any issues with Super's mic.
Internet and computer skills as well. Super.
Dios mío. You focus on the wrong things, Fernando. Anyways, la decepción de México, we're seeing it today. La MLS is reaching el nivel de la Liga MX. Con eso los dejo, mis chavos.
Anyways, there you go. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, subscribe to every single platform you see us or listening to us. And coman frutas y verduras. Yo soy Hugo Bernal. Esto es el Trío Online. Nos vemos en la próxima. Ahí están. Suscríbanse, banda. Nos estamos viendo.